The application payroll comprises three essential elements. Employee accounts, which comprises the setup of employee details and rates of pay, etc. Deductions, which we'll deal with in a moment, and running the payroll, which is accessed through the Enter Hours screen. So we go to Deductions and set up a new deduction. We'll give the deduction a name, PAYE. We specify the deduction account which controls the above named deduction, in this case PAYE from employees' gross pay. We then specify any on-cost expense accounts applicable to this deduction, none in this case. We determine whether this deduction is a fixed rate value or a fixed rate on cost, and we'll see later that it's a percentage. And we want to apply the deduction to employees' gross pay. We specify the deduction type as UK tax, and as soon as we do that, the other deduction types are greyed out. We set up a start and end date for this deduction period from the 6th of April 2009 to the 5th of April 2010. We name the deduction band PAYE 0910 basic rate. There's no lower limit, but there is an upper limit of £37,400, and the deduction is 20% with no on-cost. It's important to note that if an on-cost value is put here, then we must specify an on-cost account here. There will be a second deduction band named PAYE 0910 higher rate, starting where the lower rate ends, but with no upper limit, and this deduction is 40% with no on-cost. Now, if we create that deduction, we can see that it appears in the deduction screen list. We'll now set up other deductions: Category A NIC, Category C NIC, a student loan, and a stakeholder pension. So, Category A NIC. In this instance, we have an on-cost, which is related to the percentage being created here, and is an additional expense to the company over and above the gross pay. So we click Create. And now Category C NIC will look similar to this. In this instance, we have no employee contributions at any point, but there are employer contributions. So click to create. The student loan has the same control account as the PAYE with no on-cost expense. And in this instance, we haven't put a 0 to £15,000 band, as there's no requirement for reporting this as there would be with national insurance. So it just specifies a band starting at £15,000 worth of earnings. Click to create. The stakeholder pension might be set up with fixed deductions of pounds rather than a percentage of the gross income. The deduction control account is pensions control. The on-cost account is employees' pensions, and we check these boxes to specify the rate value and fixed rate on cost in pounds sterling rather than a percentage. Click to create. And there we can see those now appear on the deductions screen.